Hello guys, welcome. Welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Daily Teachings, the first recap of 2026, the first trading recap. Before we start, quick disclaimer, anything we discuss is just for educational purpose only, nothing is a financial advice. So the first day was pretty solid. Not just like from the market perspective. The market was still faded a lot after our 10 a.m. concept, but there's so much to learn. There are some sectors which were really strong, some stocks which were really strong, whereas even the market was dumping. Those names were really strong. We will discuss that. It's notable to see what is holding a strength on the first trading day, what things are selling off, what sector is strong. So we will discuss all that. A lot of winning trades today. We one loser, but we had a solid setups. The cloud system was on fire today. The MTF cloud setups, the day 2 setups. We will discuss all that. We will go through the complete trade recaps, timestamp recaps. Before we do that, just let's do a quick introduction. Anybody who's new to our X accounts of my YouTube, or just new to the community. So all these trade recaps and everything that is based upon my teachings, the teachings that I've been teaching freely on X and on my free website Ripster Education for last 8 to 9 years, which I have been teaching. And we use a repeatable system, my repeatable system, which thousands of traders use across the world, called Ripster EMA Cloud System. The system, and it also includes a lot of my other teachings on the day trade, swing trade, investments. A lot of the concepts that I have been teaching, and now we teach it in our community as well, in my free webinars that I do, or our webinars in the community. So system is how you trade, setup is what you trade. So every morning, me and our team in our community, Tanner Trade Group, which is one of the largest trading online live trading educational community, our team, we make a plan. I make a live game plan every day. What are the top stocks we're gonna trade? I highlight anything which is important, I think, which is a top focus. I highlight them as a red. There's a bunch of news today, so we made a game plan. You see silver, gold, BIDU, BABA, which we will recap. ONDS, we had all these setups, and we had an initial plan. You can pause the screen and see how we plan it. All our plan is based upon our system, the cloud system, the MTF cloud system, the support and resistance, what are the key levels, and based upon that, we also see that have a plan for SPY QQQ. So we'll go through the SPY QQQ plan as well, and when I recap that, I'll show you what was the plan, how the traders are taking the plan and executing it, and how I'm guiding. I'm on live on the voice, I'm live on the screen, I'm voice for first few hours on the screen for whole day, and how the traders in our community are trading these setups. So we have this plan. We also trade something called day 2, day 3 strategy, which is one of our repeatable strategy. I did a free webinar which was on fire today with a bunch of stocks from our day 2 strategy, killing it. We provide the levels for the Mag 7 SPY QQQ ETFs, so the traders can trade that. We provide the levels for the Bitcoin stocks, which kind of were moving middle of the day. And then we also trade futures. We provide the future levels which traders can use Ripster EMA clouds to trade futures. We trade low floats, we trade IPOs. All those are provided to the traders in the community. We have a lot of scanners in the community. We have 3 option flow scanners, we have stock scanners, we have breaking news alerts, breaking squawk, breaking news, order flow. We have tools worth $500-600 which are entirely free for the traders to trade in the community. You can learn everything you want to learn freely from my YouTube, from my ripstereducation.com. But if you really want to trade with us, you really want to go the deep dive and master the setup and trade me with the live, feel free to join the community as well. So anyways, let's start with the recap. So let's start with the SPY QQQ trade and the futures, ES futures trade, and how we traded those today. So it was a textbook. So market was gapping up today. So the first trading day of the year, the market was gapping up. Gapping up, pretty high from where it was when it closed on the last day of the 2025. So what was our plan? What was the plan I gave to the traders? The plan I gave said SPY at MTF clouds. QQQ is over the MTF clouds. QQ over the MTF clouds, IWM is under the MTF cloud. If VIX breaks or stays under 1470, we will long the SPY. VIX was not really too much effective today, but we were watching our other concepts. Over MTF and pre-market highs, only we will long it. Over the MTF clouds and pre-market highs, we will long it. QQQ, remember, pre-market highs and 30-minute range, which it has been rejecting for some time. We have to watch that. We have to watch MAC 7. I also mentioned still be cautious of the gap fill, gap up, profit take. Gap up, profit take. And also we watch the 10 AM moves as well. So if you remember the last recap I did, we were profit taking. Similarly, we gapped up and we profit take. We fell all the way down. The same thing happened today, but the difference was the gap, the profit take came at 10 AM. So that's the personality of the market. This is we have traded this exact same setup hundreds of time, and we will trade it hundreds of time. So those are the lessons you're going to learn here today, that how to make money with these repeatable concepts. So let's look at QQQs here. Initially the QQQs were right here. They were dumping the first candle. You see this first candle that was red on SPY, the first candle that was red on QQQs, but then it started to curl. You see, this is where we curl. We actually took a long there on the curl, but remember what we talked about, the pre-market highs and the MTF cloud. Same for QQQs, pre-market highs and the MTF clouds. So we were longing this curl right from here, and we pushed into the pre-market highs. Nice little $1.5 move. We got like $2 on that QQQ curls. Now for market to show us the trend, we need to hold the pre-market highs. What happened? SPY could not push, bearish candle. QQQ could not push, bearish candle. So we stopped out. We exited right away. We entered here and we exited right away. We broke the MTF clouds. So that's why I gave these stops 621. 621 on QQQs right here, and this stop I gave on SPY was 686 right here, right under this area. So as soon as we broke it, I told the traders exit the 512s, and I also told them it's a 10 AM short setup and we will fill the gap. You can see the time here. So 10 AM short setup, you buy the puts here, you short the Nasdaq futures, QQQ futures here, and you know that we have a gap here, we have a gap to fill. We have a gap to fill right here. So that was our gap fill. So that's what I told the traders, gap fill. You can see that gap fill, and I gave the support target 616 on QQQs right here. We hit the 616 targets, and then I told them we are going to fill the gap. So the puts really went really nicely there. If you want to look at let's look at the 615 puts here, if see if they're available there. Let's look here, 615 puts. Let's take a look here. So you see that the 615 puts in the morning from the 10 AM break went from like 30 cents all the way to $3, right? So that's like, you know, 400, 500, 600% gains. You could take it because it was fading from 620 all the way to 612. So that was an $8 fade, guys, a huge fade that happened. Initially we filled the gap and we got a gap fill bounce. So you see there here. So let me clean this chart here. So let me show you here. So if you look carefully, we filled the gap and we bounced, and that's fine. Then we got the 512 rejections. So I told the traders 512 rejection shorts. So you see here, I told the traders 512 rejections because initially short you cover on the gap fill right here when we fill the gap. Then it bounces to the cloud. No longs. We do not long under the cloud. You hit the shorts again when you see this kind of candle rejecting from the 512s, and then you short it again, and then we dumped right back on SPY again. Same thing for QQQs. And remember, we have to watch the MAC 7. So I'll show you that. So you could see that I shorted QQQs at 617 right here on the rejections as well. I shorted it again, and we shorted and we took these 512 rejections right from here all the way down. So that was our second short. We had a 10 AM short, then that bounce on the QQQs from that the 512 rejection. Then it was short all day then until it curled, and we did play the curl. We can talk about the curl. You see, this is where we curled 222 here. This is where we longed it. The SPY So the short, first short, 10 a.m. short, 512 rejection short, and the third setup was this curl, which gave us a little bit. You can see that I told the traders to close the shorts, and it's a 512 curls. Your stops right here. You make a couple of bucks on the upside. So that was all our SPY QQ trade. But the big money maker, guys, was this MTF cloud setup. From one MTF all the way to the second MTF to the third MTF, one MTF to the second MTF. So the MTF magnet setup that you hold, and you will make a lot of profits. If we're trading with $1,000 puts, you made 5 grand. You know, if you were shorting it, let's say you were shorting 500 shares, 200 shares, whatever you're shorting it from 619, 620, you made over $800. 1,000, if you have big account, 1,000 shares, you make over 6-7 grand there on those shorts. So you could trade leverage ETFs as well, SPXL, TQQQ, SQQQ. So anything you could you shorted. You don't really have to short the market indices. You could short the individual names. So let's see what happened to the individual names. Always watch the Mag 7. So if you look here, so Netflix was the all day short, right, from the MTF clouds all the way down. Let's look at the Netflix level we gave in the pre-market. So the Netflix levels we gave in the pre-market right here, 94, 93, 69. Once those levels are gone, you short it, take all the way down. Microsoft was the short from right from the open, right rejections from the 1 hour MTF cloud. You see this is not pushing, you take the short right away, put your stops over the MTF clouds. Similarly, we were trading Tesla we'll discuss in the detail, but Amazon also a 10 a.m. short right from here. And Meta was the 10 a.m. rejections from the MTF clouds all the way short down. And similarly Apple, which was a long earlier, but it became a short right at the 512 break and all the way down. So literally, guys, it was an amazing day. You just have to follow the system, just get in the shorts as long as the cloud breaks, and you could short. And we had other shorts as well, and we will look at the longs as well. But the point is trading a SPY, QQQ, NASDAQ futures, and then when you're trading the Magnificent Sevens or those other names, the big names, when the market fails, you can short them as well. So that's a quick lesson in the SPY, QQQ concepts that I teach you. Morning trend time, MTF clouds, 10 a.m. concept, the pre-market levels. So it was a pretty clean action. The point is, nowhere from here till here we were looking for longs. We were only looking for shorts, and we did the longs on these calls. So that's the concept. So hopefully you guys can implement this as well. All right, so the next one we're going to look at is Micron. So what was the Micron game plan this morning? I made it red because I know Micron can make a move. Micron was one of our leading winners from the last year. Micron was one of our investing lists that we shared for our Tenet Trade members. I also shared it publicly. So Micron was already a big mover for us. Let's see here. You see that last year Micron returned over 240%. It was our biggest winner from Tenet investing list, returned over 240% for the investors and over 300% at one time in the year. So anyway, so Micron has always been our top play, and today that's why we focused on Micron. There was an upgrade from Bernstein. There was some other notes as well regarding the whole memory, NAND. You need to understand the whole AI ecosystem to understand what analysts say. So analysts were pretty bullish today on the memory. They say the memory is going to be in high demand in 2026. So that's why my plan was to long it as long as 512 holds. So this was a typo, but over 294 we will long it. So as soon as it breaks 294, this was the game plan given to the traders, you long it. So you see it holding 294, you long it, breaking the pre-market highs, you long it. So as soon as I saw breaking out, I told the traders that's a long, take a long. If you missed it, you can watch the pullbacks, otherwise take a starter small size. From that call out from the Micron call at 935, 300 was your risk. You're risking $2 or less, and once we broke out, I gave the target of 308. We hit the 308 target. Next target I gave was 3010. We hit the 3010 target. I took all the profits at 3010. Usually I don't, because I was the market was a little heavy, but a lot of the traders were holding it because our rule is we do not sell as long as the 512 hold. So what we did was we took the pullbacks to the 512 clouds. We held the 512 clouds. That was the curl, and I told the traders that it's a 512 curl. Right, so I was initially out, but you could get right back in those 512 curl, and we are going to push higher if 310 breaks. You can see the timestamp guidance, and from that 512 curls we were back at the highs. I said 310 level breaks, we see higher, we move the stops to 308, and when this second breakout, you have your stops at 308, $2 stops, and the next target I gave was 315. So from 310 breakout, we hit our 315 target, and it's even gapping up. Now it's a huge breakout. You need to look at the daily chart as well. If you look at the daily chart, you will see what was the breakout on Micron. It was just the best name in the market today. So look at this daily chart. It's breaking the all-time high breakout. This is a beautiful A plus setup, all-time high breakout, 300 psychological level breakout, pre-market planning, bullish news, everything A plus. Beautiful trade for the traders. The Micron options also went crazy. Even if you got back at the 512s, we look at the 310 calls, which initially went from like 60 cents, 70 cents to $2, $2.20. Of course, they lose value because of lotto, but on the curl, they went again from $1 to $5, another 400% return. So that's how you do it, guys. That's how you trade these setups. If you're further away from the cloud, you at least start a smaller position. All right, so the next setup we're going to talk about is BE. BE was not on our game plan, but BE is one of my favorite stocks. I didn't have it on the game plan today, but when I saw that a lot of the AI names are strong, a lot of the other names are strong, the AI infrastructure like CRWV are strong, my first thing was to look at BE. And a lot of my traders already know that BE is one of our top focus investment names as well. And also Navy was on top of it, and Day Tradesman, who was big on that as well. So BE was a big one for us. So as soon as I saw that, and I told the traders that BE call versus 90.50. So you put your stops at 90.50, 946 was the time. You long it right here on this candle at 92s or whatever. It's gonna be like $2 risk for you. And as it started to move up, we moved the stops to 92. The target I gave was these MTF clouds. This first MTF cloud and the second MTF cloud, and we moved the stops up, and then we hit 98.50. We did exit it when it broke this down, but it reclaimed the cloud. So you see that was over 93 to all the way to 98. There was a $5 per share trade. The risk was $1.50. So one risk is giving you back 3 reward. So that was our trade in BE. Love this name. We'll be watching for the swing as well. Nice call from the 90s, and it's still at the trying to get back up. So that was BE. So we'll be keeping a watch on those. So next, let's look at our crypto names. So the thing I noticed this morning was that the crypto, the Bitcoin and the BTC was holding strength, right? So let's look at BTC here. So let's take a look at BTC here. Yeah. So BTC was holding that strength in the morning. So I told the traders that we're going to trade the BTC, that we're going to focus on the names. Let's see here. We're going to focus on coin. We'll talk about the coin and other names as well. But we have our full list that we trade. Let's go back here. Let me show you here. So we have coin, so that was our call play that we will discuss. We had MSTR, which was initially a short. Then we had BMNR because Ethereum was strong, so we are trading BMNR long. Then we also had Circle, which was not that strong, but pretty wiki. But these were our main plays that we were watching, and you could always trade leverage ETFs. If you want to trade that Bitcoin, you can trade the IBIT as well. So I told the traders that relative strength on those names, BMNR, coin, and with the strong. So as soon as I saw that coin is curling here on the MTF 1 hour MTF clouds, let me show you here. As soon as I saw that curling here, I told the traders coin long versus 231. If you miss the entry, you get the entry right here at 231. You get back into that entry. So you see that 231 gave you the entry, you get long. There's an MTF cloud here. So this is a 1 hour MTF long setup, repeatable for life. And from that 231 we went all the way to 238. So beautiful winner here, and my continuous guidance was there on coin, and we started to do that. And then not only that, the other names were pretty good as well. BMNR, and we do, it's not just that we trade randomly. We have a crypto watch every day. Coin, MSTR, all the big names we have there as well. Coin was also our top play in the pre-market planning, only interested over 1 hour MTF long. So you see this was the plan I gave to everyone on coin. So coin provided us a great trade, not at the open. It was bearish. It provided the setup 1030 setup. So you sell, it's a MTF long setup, which kind of worked out pretty nicely for us. Same for MSTR. MSTR was initially red, but once it curls over the 512s, you get long, you cut your short, and it also bounced, and then it stopped out when it broke this 512 clouds. So those were our crypto trades, guys. Beautiful trades today. Let's look at the next one. So next one we're going to look at is Tesla. So Tesla was a short all day, so I did a lot of recaps on Tesla. I'm just going to show you the recaps here. Let's see if I can show you that. So Tesla, we had we also got the longs here. So yeah, Tesla, the pre-market planning support 455, resistance 466. Told the traders to watch the flow. If you see the puts and the clouds are bearish, you take it short. Only long if 455 holds, no long under that. So I was on the voice, I had no longs. It's an short scalp. This is my the voice transcript, so it's a little different, and I told the trader it's a short. So we were short on Tesla right from the open. Even if a lot of traders missed the short at the open, it was a 10 a.m. short, because 10 a.m. rejections gave you that beautiful fade here. Let's take a look here. So I gave the target on Tesla. Let's see what was our target on Tesla short. Again, it's an MTF cloud short. MTF cloud is right here. Big system, and we can magnet mode to the next MTF magnet. This is our MTF magnet setup that I teach again and again and again. So it was an MTF short as well. There was some news that we had, that's why it was on our game plan. The news that we had was that registrations fall in France and Sweden, so kind of bearish news, but Tesla has been bearish regardless. Tesla has been selling for days and days and days. We haven't really bought it in the swing yet. We are waiting for it to show us a bottom. We'd love to have a 400, but we'll see. So anyways, the short target first I gave was 446. We hit the 446 target, and the next target I gave was 443.50. We hit that 443.50 target as well. We hit the 100% ATR. So as it started to move down, we started to lower our stops. So we moved the stops to 444. It hit 440. We moved the stops to 442.50. Then we moved the stops to 441. So we continuously started to fade. We did not cover as long as it didn't curl right here. So the Tesla short from 454 went all the way to 435. A real home run short. You just need few setups, right? You just need few setups for the the puts on Tesla. They went from that 10 a.m. rejections, they went from $2 all the way to $14, right? So if you're risking, it's like 100% risk. Let's say you want to trade a lot of options, you buy 200 lot of options, two of those you're risking $400. But if that 200 becomes to 1,000, 400 becomes to 2,000. So you cut one, you're risking 100%, you're getting at least 300-400%. So that's your mentality if you're trading 0DTs. Otherwise, you could short the shares, TSLL. There's many opportunities to short it. If you miss the morning flush, this 10 a.m. bounce to the 512s, this bounce to the 512s, this bounce to the 512s. So many opportunities. Closer to the clouds, you short buy puts, you will do the much better. We did play the calls. We got a couple of dollars. I bought some 439. I got till 441, and then I sold everything under 512s, and that was okay. Nothing crazy on the calls, but the main home run trade on Tesla was this short from all the way top to all the way down. Was a beautiful short all day long for us, Tesla. All right, so next setup we're going to look at is a PLTR. So let's look at a PLTR. So PLTR was our day 2 setup. So the PLTR was one of our top day 2 setups. Trade versus the MTF, short under 3450 or the bearish 55 MTF under that 180 level. So you see that PLTR was never a long. Once it breaks 3450, fills the gap, it's never a long. It was only a short. It breaks the yesterday lows, it's only the short. So trader just killed PLTR with the shorts today. Amazing execution in the room. Another home run trade. Vijay was on top of it. Eddie was on top of it. LIJ gave the 170 target. We gave up the 170. CDK was on top of it, and then we faded all the way to 166. You see, it was the first day of the year. A lot of names were selling off a lot. PLTR, APP. So a lot of these names, these high fly runners were selling off, but some other sectors we will look in a bit were gaining. So you could get these big candles because it's the first day of the year. The investors, the funds, they are realigning their positions. But overall, the market was a January effect, you know, getting out of the mag 7s, and then also the high flyers are dumping. So that's the part of the game. So PLTR, that's why you need to have on plan. That's why we always have it on plan. Always our top setups, double MTF short from here. I gave the stops at 171, and even from that stops we dumped all the way down. Beautiful trade, live guidance, no hindsight, step by step in the community. Huge winner for everyone. The beauty of our system is, guys, we are always on the right side. No system comes close to the Ripster cloud and MTF cloud system. So next one, we're going to look at BABA and BIDU. So see, BABA ran from MTF to the MTF, and BIDU. Okay, so BIDU was a long right here. When it second candle curled, that was your long. So, and it is not like after the fact. I told the trader it's a gap and go. It was from the game plan. I highlighted them as a red. BABA spin off on the Hong Kong listing, extended, cautious of the gap and crap, but as our rules say, we want to long if it pushes over 147. BABA, China name gap up, only long over pre-market highs. So BIDU, 512 curls, pre-market highs, pushes higher. BABA, pre-market highs, long it, put your stops at right under here at the MTF clouds. You have like a $1 risk, and it ran to 156. You got $3. That was my guidance on BABA and BIDU. Gap and go working. Move the stops on 512. BABA hit 100% ATR. BIDU was a little lagging, but then BIDU even joined the fun. So great trades on BABA and BIDU. Beautiful trade by the traders in the community all day long. You know, you choose what you want to play. Some traders don't like to short. That's fine, but you need to know how to short. You like the gap and go setups. You know the pre-market highs is breaking out, you long it. You know that 3450 is bouncing, you long it. You know that MTF clouds is holding, you long it. So that's how you long these setups. Gap and go. BABA, beautiful winners for us. All day you hold just with the clouds. Even if you're a little late, you hold it with the clouds. You do not panic on the pullbacks. As long as 512 clouds hold, BABA actually pulled back to the 512 clouds and pushed all the way up to 156.65. All right, so next one we're going to look at is ASTS and Rocket Lab. So these were our top plays, so the day twos. Everybody knows that how much I talk about the rocket stocks, SpaceX IPO next year. So it's been all, even when we were shorting them, they were the great setups, right? Volatility. So now they were on our day two plan. Let's take a look here. Rocket Lab long over 71.40, ASTS long over 74.60. So now you will see that initially there was no setup. I'm not longing here, I'm not longing here, I'm not longing here. Right, same for ASTS. I'm not longing here, not interested here. Now this is where I get interested. 512 clouds. Now what I just said in the pre-market plan, ASTS long over 74.60. So we long over 74.60 right here, stops right under here, take an entry, small entry. Always do a starter, and you can add into your positions. Let's say you added 500 shares and it's breaking pre-market highs, you add more, your average is increased, but you can move your stops break even. And from there on, we went on to a big home run. Even you were risking $1,000, you made $6,000-$7,000 by end of the day on ASTS or Rocket Lab. It's because they were MTF curl setups, just like we discussed in the pre-market plan. ASTS and amazing trades today. Rocket Lab, ASTS. This is our full recap, how the traders were trading, explained everything. Rocket Lab, ASTS, beautiful trades. Will be on a watch whole year if the space stocks. Not only this, we have a complete list of space stocks that I share. You know, we have a space and rocket lab up, space up, lunar ran, RDW, SIDU, MNTS, SATS, ASTS, ARCS, SES, VSAT, some smaller names as well. So you see that this is how we can focus on these plays, because we look at the complete sector. We're not looking at one stock. We have a visibility across the complete sector, but of course these are the leaders, so we focus on them as well. So the other one, other ones which were strong were the neo clouds, right? So like I said, you need to know the stocks which are strong in AI ecosystem. The neo clouds were very strong. CRWV, which has been beaten down always, was very strong. So I mean, the funds, the investors, they're kind of aligning it themselves in those names. So CoreWeave was one of our top trade as well here. So CoreWeave was, let's look at the pre-market planning on the CoreWeave. So CoreWeave, the pre-market planning was to long over 1 hour MTF breakout, right? So that was there. IREN was also the long over 1 hour MTF breakout, right? So you see that the CoreWeave, as soon as it pushes over the 1 MTF cloud, this becomes the long, and that's what I told the traders, that you target 7, 8, 20, 50. I did mention that CoreWeave relative strength names, that's where you should focus on, because when I review my sectors quickly in the morning, then then I can get in quickly, because I know it's a hot sector, right? So target I gave was 78.50. The next target I gave was 80, and you can see that it hit MTF magnet setup from MTF to the MTF. So it hit that MTF magnet setup. So you long here 74.50, you put your stops here, hold it, hold the flag is breaking out. I did mention the flag on that CoreWeave as well, and you hit your first target, and then your next target is 80, and then you get out when it breaks right here. So was a very good setup. We'll be focusing on it for day twos as well. Been beaten down. If they have a lot of challenges on AI neo clouds. Let's see what happens. But if the market really wants to pay them, a lot of these names, NBIS was a long as well, little choppy, but IRN was another MTF long, right, from our pre-market planning. You see that right here you get long. If you pull back, that's fine. The 512 is too close. You get long here and take it all the way up. So that was a beautiful trades, guys. For us, you see, to find what sectors are strong. Even if the market was dumping, we had some solid long setups as well. Other setups that we were traded were silver. Silver was always on our watch list these days. Was a short gap and crap. Silver was there. Gold was also gap fill. So they were all gap fill startups, right, from our plan. Trade versus that, no interest, no gold, no interest under 400. So when GLD, the gold ETF, breaks 400, it's a short. We have no interest. We actually have no interest once it's under 34.50. So those are our trade setups, guys. Hopefully you learned a lot. The first trading day of the year, and keep killing it, keep learning, focus on your earning, on your A+ setups, on your repeatable setups. Make sure you watch my risk management webinar. Thank you, take care, happy weekend, bye.